And now let's get to somebody who, at least for part of this year, won't have a great time. His name is Jim Harbaugh, Michigan coach. You know, I'm the one that broke the news years ago that he was going to Michigan. I mean, come on. I am Blefter right here, Adam Schefter, in a different color. But the suspension and negotiations that he's having with the NCAA has not been finalized, but that 4-game suspension is looming for Jim Harbaugh. Now, they're in discussions to try to come to some resolution. I don't know what that's going to be because it's bold and explicit in the rule book of what the violation is and the result of that. So the looming suspension is tied to an NCAA recruiting violation, and it went back to a level 1 violation. What's level 1? We all learned most serious crime for the NCAA and not cooperating with the NCAA as well. We're going to get to that in a second. So this all happened during the COVID-19 shutdown recruiting dead period. And the violations include impermissible contact with recruits during the NCAA mandatory dead period. Y'all know the dead period is the time when you can't contact anybody. You got to respect that. Give these kids some space. Let them think. Let them live a normal life. I guess that's the reason, right? As well as he used a defensive analyst on the field for on-field coaching activities, which is another rules violation. All right, we're learning right now. Those violations came from an escalation of smaller violations, but the failure, y'all catch me here, the failure to cooperate emerged during the investigation. And then there were multiple meetings between Harbaugh and NCAA, which he refused to admit he lied during the investigation. Y'all know that's a running theme on this show right here, right? Like, if you make my job harder, I'm going to make your life harder. And that's what the NCAA basically said. Hey, bro, tell the truth. We kind of got you here. It's like the feds or anybody. When they ask you questions like that, typically they know the answer. They just want you to lead them easier to that answer. If not, they're going to find out the hard way, and it's going to be harder on you. So Harbaugh still has not acknowledged specifically that he misled or lied to the NCAA. Now, what's funny about that is he's getting charged with lying, and then they want him to tell the truth. He's like, nah, just keep the charges going, dog. Let's see what y'all going to do to me. It's a 4-game suspension. So they're going to come to some resolution. They're going to figure it out, all the violations. Now, the 4 games he may miss is hilarious. They are beyond favorite in all of these games. East Carolina, UNLV, Bowling Green, and Rutgers. I mean, none of those teams stand a chance against them. So it's a 4-game suspension, but against those 4 opponents, how much of a pinch is it? Also, how much of a pinch is it when your 4-game suspension for a head coach will mean that Coach Harbaugh will be able to coach practice every single day of the week, but not be allowed to come to the game or the stadium on game day? So basically, coach them up, get them ready, get prepared, because we know preparation is the separation. The game is just where you show what you already prepared for. And then he just at the crib chilling, watching them play UNLV, beating them 73-6, right? So my question is, 1, is this enough of a pinch if he really violated it? But 2, even if he did violate it, why are y'all really pressing this issue? Because the NCAA is really what needs to be highlighted here, not Jim Harbaugh and his indiscretions. The NCAA is caught up right now in this civil war of eras. The civil war of the era of the old regime, the old way of doing things, and this new NIL college football landscape, right? It's like NCAA and mess around and y'all may go away. That's where it's looking like right now. Like, because people are like, dog, these rules are archaic. You guys are now not only having archaic rules, but really trying to uphold them with penalty. When you know what Jim Harbaugh really did, let me tell you what the infraction was. He lied about buying recruits hamburgers with his own money. That's what it went down to. Yes, really, in the age of NIL, where dudes I know have 7-figure deals. Yes, Caleb Williams is a millionaire off of NIL deals. And Harbaugh's coaching a top 5 team in our country. And he is about to miss 4 games because he bought some recruits burgers. I know what you're saying. A rule is a rule. Change the rule first. Don't violate the rule first. I agree with that. But let's just admit, how idiotic these rules are and how they don't keep up with the times, and then they punish you in the present for something that was written in the past that shouldn't be around anymore. So is this suspension really a suspension? And should it even be a suspension? Like, it's just so silly right here. I know that when I played at Columbia, and because of the statute of limitations, I can say this now. Woo! I had a couple violations. Let's just say that. I had a couple of my alums, let's just say, were nicer to me than the average Joe. That's all I'm gonna say. And I enjoyed those Knick games as well. Y'all figure it out.